So what we have here is a compost pile. And what we're doing basically when we take material off the soil and composting it and putting it back into the soil as composted material is we're recycling nutrients. So the grass, all the plants, your crops, they're using nutrients from the soil to grow. And we will harvest some of that, but some of it it will be residue, it will be leaves, it will be all kinds of material, it will be weeds. So we use all that and we compost them in this way. So what we have here is we layer the compost 75% green and 75% brown and 25% green. So in this case, the browns are all the residue plant material. In this case, lots of grass. But we call it brown because it will eventually turn brown. And the greens is manure. So a good source of manure would be a diversity of manures. For example, horse manure, cow manure, sheep manure. As much diversity of manures is very good because you introduce a diversity of bacteria into your compost piles and nutrients in your compost piles, which then benefit the soil. So all of this in sum total, the compost we're doing is building healthy soil. That's why I consider myself a soil farmer rather than a vegetable farmer, because everything we do is about the soil.
And then can you just tell us what you do once the grass is dry, once it's brown?
So what we're doing is on this pile here, Sharon is putting the final layer of manure on. In 1 week, we will then come back here and we will turn this pile with a fork over onto this space here. And that's how you introduce oxygen in the pile, and the pile will again build up heat. One of the other things about this compost piles is also to add water. But you shouldn't be adding too much water. So the water must be just adequate enough for the pile to heat up. So one of the ways to test whether your pile is working is after a week, put your hand inside there and pull and feel the heat of the pile. This side here. This side here. You can just throw it down here, okay? So if you feel it's hot, then you know the pile is working. And then you can also take out a sample of your material and taste for how much water the pile has. So when you take out the pile, inside, and you squeeze it, and there's no water coming out, that means it needs more water. And if you squeeze it like this, and there's water dripping out, then that's adequate water. But if you just do it like this and the water is dripping out, running out, then you know there's too much water in this pile. So as you can see, this particular pile, we can add a little bit of water to make it more efficient.